But God forbid, if it's foreshadowing and he knew this whole time that...
That would be crazy.
That would be fucking wild. I think that would be crazy.
No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey besties! Welcome to
Literally Obsessed.
It is Cassy.
And Brittany.
How are you guys doing tonight, today, afternoon? Welcome
Let
to
us
another...
know.
Tell us. Welcome to another night episode, guys.
Yes.
Yup. We have only 2 episodes, well, this and another episode left of Iron Flame. Here comes the tears, everybody. So sad. Cue the tears. It is episode 17. We're going over chapters 61 through 64. Guys, things get a little crazy. Honestly, this is just a lot of action going on. Yes. So there's a
Bear
lot.
with us.
Like, truly. I had to kind of reread a lot of this because I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, should be a lot of exciting stuff for you guys. So we are still pretty much like polishing our Patreon, if you guys didn't already know that. We have a lot of fun things planned for the book club and the book besties, some content that we are going to be posting on there. So if you guys would like to subscribe to either one, all the information should be down below or wherever you're streaming this at. Go in, check that out. We also have a newsletter. If you guys are not subscribed to that, we post it the first of every month, just with a couple updates of the podcast and with our own personal lives, alongside some other fun book recommendations and what's kind of up to date with the pod. So if you guys want to stay more in tuned, go and check out our newsletter.
As far as our content and spoiler warning, you guys know the drill by now. We are going to be talking about spoilers and the very end of this book. Even though we are essentially there, we are still going to be spoiling things that happen at the very end, as well as content. You guys know us by this point.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you will in this episode.
If you know, you know. All right, let's start spilling the tea, shall we? All right, like I said earlier, though, like these are some action-y things, so I just tried my best to just sum it up. Starting with chapter 61, we start off the chapter with everyone in places for showtime, basically ready to go. The besties share small remarks and a big ol' hug, which has us all in tears, even sharing a small moment with Xaden. They have a plan to overtake Venin and the Wyverns. They plan to kill the Venin to alleviate the Wyvern simultaneously, so kind of a 2 versus 1 deal. Andarna stays hidden, mostly, and a storm is freshly brewing thanks to Mama Lilith, who is helping Violet wield. And of course, she is using her trusty little conduit with a little strap, which... saw something that's so funny. As Violet is continuing to take down Wyvern, the second wave attack comes in and the Wyvern are starting to adapt to their tactics, so there's a lot going on. In this, the Asim, thank you so much, clings onto Taryn and mentions to Violet that she is the one he, quote unquote, wants and that she will meet him soon enough. Rhiannon joins Violet on Taryn, and this just gives Violet a flashback to the last time she fought with her best friend, and we all know how that resulted. Going right into chapter 62, Violet and Rhiannon have low-key a scary but badass attack on a wielder and take him down with a crossbow shot. Pretty cool. But unfortunately, Sawyer loses his leg in a big ol' mass fight, and Violet does some crazy parkour just to make sure he's okay. Then when she brings Sawyer to help, she encounters another Venin, and at this time, Kat is in some real danger. When Violet is dealing with all of that at once and trying to fight him off, she starts levitating from the Venin and is completely powerless until something with claws and black scales come out of hiding. Brittany?
Yeah, chapter 63, Andarna lands just in time and breathes fire on the Venin, roasting him to a char. Andarna can breathe fire now, and she's proved she's pretty good at camouflaging into the cliff. Kat encourages Violet to tell her mom to stop the rain so the Flyers can fight in the air, and if not, they'll fight as infantry since they have the most experience fighting Venin. Jacinia finds Violet with the news that she has found the difference between the 2 journals. Warwick says 6 dragons, but Lyra says 7. But that's impossible because there's only 6 dens, for now. Violet and Xaden argue with Melgren and Lilith over war strategies, and Violet is insistent that she can raise the wards. The sage arrives, and Xaden and Violet go for a little walk to buy Violet time. Xaden knows the Venin won't attack yet because they're waiting for him. Chapter 64. We open up this chapter with a note from Liam to Sloane about how she'll like Violet and how she isn't like her mom, and the tears are flowing. Violet asks why Xaden thinks the Venin are waiting for him, and he says he recognizes the sage from Resin and that the sage thought that they would be in Samara. Violet asks Xaden where she should ward, and they decide on Basgiath. Violet continues to be unhinged and talks directly to Coda, aka the biggest dragon on the continent, and she asks him to breathe fire on the wardstone, and he agrees. Violet attempts to imbue the wardstone, but they need more riders to help imbue it. Violet and Andarna have a little heart-to-heart, and it's revealed that Andarna is the 7th breed of dragon. What?
Rising.
Chaos is happening around, but Violet continues to imbue the stone, pushing herself to the point of burnout. It's Lilith to the rescue as she literally kicks Violet off the wardstone and begins egging Sloane on so that she can use her signet, because that's the only way to save them. Violet tries to reach Xaden for help, but it feels like he's dying. Sloane siphons Lilith's power into the wardstone, draining her in the process. Mira finally shows up, and Andarna warns Violet that Xaden needs her. Violet looks up to see the mended wardstone with the iron flame that burns black on top. That is all that is left of Lilith.
That's wild. That's so wild to say that's all that's left, because it's true.
It's true.
Oh my god. It like kicks up speed towards the end.
It does,
the
yeah.
end of all of that.
All right, should we get into the deep dive?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, wanted to talk about the epigraph of chapter 61 and how it says that turning Venin can heighten one of their senses. So I think in the epigraph it's talking about it heightened their eyesight or something, and how they could see in the dark. So Xaden talks at the end about how his shadows feel stronger since turning Venin. Do we think that maybe his intrinsic abilities will grow stronger? Do we think his shadows will grow stronger?
Honestly, I do wonder how it all works, since their bond between the dragons, dissipate a little bit. They're not as strong. And I'm wondering if that, affects it, but since he's Venet,
does it affect it anymore?
Does it actually affect it anymore?
Yeah. I'm wondering if he's gonna, will this make him a full intrinsic?
That would be crazy.
Or something to that effect.
Because Jack, looking at Jack and his, what was his signet again?
I honestly, is he an ice wielder? I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember what it is. That's bad of us, but honestly don't care. I guess could have looked at him and to see how powerful he was before and after, but which is hard to tell because he was he's not like Xaden and the one of the craziest shadow wielders we know.
So I just looked it up, and it says that his signet is pain projection.
Huh?
So the ability to force power into someone's body, causing them immense pain. I don't remember this ever being said, other than
pain projection is crazy.
Yeah, other than when he fought Violet,
and she felt
but that I believe is because he was Venin.
Huh. You learn something new every day, and somehow that slipped through the cracks for me.
I don't remember that being said, but
now that I think about that, I'm thinking of whenever he would fight Violet. I mean, I just assumed that he was just Venin, and that's why he felt so powerful and
that
strong.
almost makes me rethink everything. Is Violet wrong, and he really wasn't Venin when they were fighting?
Damn, I'm gonna have to look at that.
Okay, well, interesting.
Keep that in the back of the thought.
Going off of, though, Xaden being Venin now, I would be so scared if I knew my boyfriend could read my mind and everybody else's, and now he's just turned to the dark side.
Yeah.
He's evil now.
He is,
what is he going to tell and the Venin want Violet. Yeah. I know that apparently Rebecca has said it doesn't affect your, judgment. But, what if he turns her into the Venin? No. He can literally read her mind.
I have so many thoughts. I'm so excited for the episode that we're gonna have talking about our predictions.
Yes.
Because I have so many thoughts, but to bring up in this context, I think that Xaden being Intrinsic and also being Venom will be such an OP if like Rebecca doesn't write it correctly.
Oh, yeah.
And I just hope that it's not so overpowering that it becomes a little I don't want to say unrealistic because this is a freaking fantasy world, but you know what I mean, like it becomes too much.
Yeah.
But I would say that it would get stronger in ways, but I still have a feeling like if we're both agreeing at some point that Violet is also intrinsic of a point, that she would be a more powerful one than him.
That is fair.
Sorry, Xaden, but if Violet's supposed to be the most powerful writer, something's got to give. But
that's true. Okay. Well, the friends having a final little group hug literally made me want to cry.
Okay, I didn't write this, but I do want to go back to this point. We have said that. Did we say that Sawyer would die first?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we're like,
he's down a leg.
He's down a leg. Oh no.
It's true though. I'm just being realistic.
Do you think she's going to kill off more than that? I mean, we have like
I can't trust Rebecca.
3 more books after.
So potentially,
like possibly Sawyer. Do you think Sloane would die?
Oh, I wasn't thinking about Sloane. I was thinking of like the core group.
I think out of the core, I don't want it to go down the line of importance to Violet, but I would say Sawyer, Riddick, Rhiannon.
I would agree.
But I could see Jacinia being like all fucked up.
No, but there's no way she transcribed the book. So Jacinia has to survive.
You're right. That damn correspondence, I gotta know what's going on.
I know.
I want to know what this book at the end of the series will like.
Yeah, I think it's gonna answer it. I'm assuming
it's like XOXO
Gossip Girl. We never find out why, because she said there's a reason, so I'm assuming we are gonna figure it out. But that would be so rude of her to just leave it.
She's like, okay, the end.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like each book we're starting to get more foreshadowing of who's gonna get the boot.
Yep.
At the end. Speaking of the besties, I love that even in these moments, Mr. Riddick shines through.
Yes.
He had just a couple little who was it that said something? Was it Xaden or was it Rhiannon? But he was just like, he was questioning them, and then they shot him down super quick. He was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, you're right.
It was Xaden.
Yeah, it was Xaden, right? But I love that. Thank you, Rebecca, for giving us a comic relief.
Yeah.
In times like this.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of foreshadowing, Xaden tells Violet, even Malik himself couldn't keep me from you. Foreshadowing much?
Was this, I think from what I saw you wrote, we're talking about Malik at some point.
Yes.
So I don't want to get too much into it right now. But I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They talk a lot of shit about Malik. I gotta know. Something's connected.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll talk a little bit more in Thriving and Theorizing. So
just put a little seed in your brain.
Yeah.
I think the line of saying it's her way of imbuing her favorite weapon, me. If you think it in some context, it could sound cringy, but I also think that it's kind of hard. Like it goes kind of hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, but I didn't think about it that way. I was like, yeah, of course she's like she's brewing up a storm so that it's easier for her to wield. But I was like, imbuing her favorite weapon.
Yeah,
I was like, that
making her
sounds
stronger.
sick.
Yeah,
that sounds so sick. But yeah, I was like, I like that.
And that's true.
Keep that line in the show.
So just have to bring up, this is all, I was thinking about it last week also, but I just didn't say anything. And then she mentions it again in this episode, so I had to bring it up. But Violet flying around with a little conduit with a strap on it, it just makes me think she has a Wii remote. Or I think they were called Wiimotes, actually. Or like a Switch remote. And she's just running around with her little, like, so it doesn't fly off. It's just funny.
You know that like warning before when you start your Wii?
Yeah.
And it like has
don't be too crazy. Don't be too physical.
Like, use the strap. Mm-hmm. If you don't use the strap, be careful.
That's what Felix told her while he gave it to her. He gave her that handbook.
But it's so true. Did you ever play like the PlayStation Connect? With like little balls on the top?
No, I had an Xbox at that time.
I remember using that, and like those straps were kind of also crazy, like the same thing as the Wii's, but the little ball at the top would like glow. Like it would change colors, and I was like, it kind of feels like the conduit.
Yeah.
But that comment killed me because You're so fucking right. It does feel like that.
Yeah.
It has a little clasp and everything.
Yeah, she's like, her little
like,
buckle.
I got it. Don't worry.
Or it's like, what? Is there something else? Never mind.
Something that like clicks onto you.
I'm thinking of like the, like was the paintbrush for Paint the Night? Did that have a little strap on it?
Like, those little paintbrushes.
Yeah.
I loved those things.
Like,
no, literally, you're so right.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you think she has like a little carabiner? she clips onto it.
she's like,
She's like,
it on.
I got it. She's like, I'm good.
No, because then I think she wouldn't have broken the conduit.
So true.
So no.
She's also just a clumsy little.
Oh, it's kind of crazy, Cassie.
Sorry.
So, okay, there's the part where she is counting to 10 in her head, and chaos is literally just like erupting around her. So she's like, does she count down or up? I think she counts up. So it's like 1, Xaden and Sigale fly above me. 2, Rhiannon retrieves the dagger. 3, Sawyer blah 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 blah. I just feel like that would look so cool in the show because I can imagine it like time is moving slowly just around her though, and like the clock ticking, and I just feel like it would look really cool.
I love that part. It was on. I wrote that it's just like intense, but and like low key stressful. But it was really well written. I liked it.
Yeah.
Or 1, like starting from 1 to 10 is pretty cool.
It's giving Hamilton.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think this whole part of the book, it's gonna be so dicey in this show. Like, they have to put quality into this. I cannot see CGI. We can't have it like that. Sorry. You guys are actually gonna need to fly to Basgiath.
Yeah.
To film it live on location rather than in a showroom.
That's true.
I don't know why I think the saddle is like giving car seat. I wouldn't say like a full on racing car, like a car seat, but like a little kid's like over 6 years old when they just have a little seat.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny, and he's just like, well, if you would stay, like Taryn, he's like, well, if you would just stay in your saddle. I'm just like, it sounds like a little, like a mom, like telling, it's like, well, if you would just stay in your car seat, honey.
The thought of her struggling to get the leather off and it's like stuck by the rein is just funny to me.
It's funny. It's really funny. She's like, I can't, like, I'm trying to get it off, but it's swollen from the rain. And I was just like, girl, just get out.
Yeah.
Move.
I also was like, in what? Are you safer in the saddle or not? Because if the venom comes and they just stab you and you can't get out, that's pretty dangerous. But I guess Taryn is just very confident in himself that venom will not land on him. But one did, so.
Sorry, Taryn.
Sorry.
Kind of wrong about that.
Yeah. All right. So Sawyer loses his leg, y'all. Literally has me in tears. It's not easier the more you read it.
No. It's just so sad.
It's so sad.
So sad.
And it's him trying to protect his dragon. It's so sad, guys.
We literally go from Jack killing his dragon to Sawyer taking one for the team.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting.
It is.
And I loved the way, like, Violet was observing it. It just, when she said, like, his scream. Oh. It's so sad. It really, it's so much harder to read it every single time. I do want to point out, I wrote the word parkour in the Spill the Tea because that's how I'm envisioning it.
Yeah.
She
does like a running
parkour.
What do they call it? A running dismount or something?
Yeah. And she was like, damn, I kind of did it.
Yeah. I don't have EDS. Okay? But sometimes I'm just like, Rebecca, could she have really done that? There's times where it's like she's holding somebody's hand in her, or what did she say? She didn't want to put the crossbow on her shoulder because it was going to dislocate her shoulder. But you're telling me she just did a running dismount and the bitch is fine? Do you think there's no way. The venom were like 10. It confuses me. I'm just like, is she picking and choosing when she's okay? Like,
no, I don't know. I don't know. You kind of seem a little sensitive, girl. You're just picking and choosing when you're getting hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so imagine running along the back of a dragon. Because isn't that crazy?
It's not a flat surface.
No, and like I'm aware that they're probably like 20, 30 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. I don't know. They're huge, right? But just running along them as they're flying, that's crazy.
Take some skill.
Yeah.
Keeping your balance on like a because they're like spiky. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah,
they're like
spikes.
spiky.
Yeah.
Girl can apparently, like, maybe the parapet is like a real thing, and like it did train them to
I was like, I guess they do train for this.
I guess they kind of prepared. But while they're flying in the air with like gusts of wind,
Yeah, and the dragon's
fucking
diving
raining, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
How?
No, it's slippery. I don't know.
But she can't get out of her fucking saddle.
No, I know. It's just interesting. That's crazy to me.
It's crazy.
Sometimes I can't even walk on solid ground.
No.
So
without falling over.
Yeah. All right. I was super happy to have just like one moment of peace between Kat and Violet. And I do feel like this is kind of when like things are solidified for them and they have like mutual respect for each other. But I thought it was really sweet of them, like Kat looking out for Sawyer and then like giving Violet a dagger because she lost hers, and then just kind of like it was a truce moment.
Finally.
Yeah, it's about freaking time.
God, because how embarrassing would that be if they were still fighting about Xaden in this moment?
No, truly. And Kat really, like, kind of on Violet too, but Kat really, like, shows up for the rest of these chapters and is, like, there to help Violet out. Like, I mean, the fact that Violet's gonna get attacked by this venom and Kat comes running back out to save her, just feel like that's really telling of her character.
It was very much a turning point when Violet saved her. You know?
Yeah.
So from then on, it's been kind of more smooth sailing between them.
Definitely.
Which is nice.
Okay, let's analyze this moment with the venom real quick. So, first of all, this is so weird. She says the sage will have fun wielding Violet. What does that mean? Does that mean like using?
Does that mean like
using her as a weapon?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, will they siphon her powers?
I don't know. If they say, she says like he'll have, he can't wait to yield you, or he'll have so much fun yielding you.
What does that mean?
That's just weird to me. I'm imagining like he's gonna use her like a personal weapon.
Do we think they know her second signet before she does? Because do you think that lightning would be something if it's... I mean, I would understand why they would want to control that because that is something that kills them.
Right.
But do you think that would be like the big old holdup?
Well, they seem pretty impressed by her, just by her
It's
being
true.
a lightning wielder. So, I think it could be enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, do I think they're keeping tabs on her? Yeah. So there is a chance that they maybe know something.
Damn.
I don't know.
That's crazy. Especially if the sage is her dad.
Yeah. The way that Kat can heighten venom emotions, that's pretty sick.
It is pretty sick. Even venom, like you think they would have a block.
No, that's pretty crazy.
No, I
really like her in these chapters.
I was just about to say that. I really liked the way that she was genuinely taking one for the team.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe I'm going a little ahead of myself, or maybe it was in this point, I can't remember, when she's like, tell your mom to like basically like stop the storm so we can actually go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, period, girl, she's getting stuff done.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's right. Like, they're the ones that know how to fight the venom best.
Yeah.
They've been fighting them for like years.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's also scary.
I know.
Like, wow.
They're crazy. Yeah.
Imagine they're like, oh, this just seems like a regular old Saturday.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we've done this plenty of times.
Done this plenty of times.
Okay, the other venom that appears calls her Win. I don't know if it's important or not. I figured I would write it down. Maybe it's important to remember because I think this is the first venom name we've gotten besides Jack. Win does die right after this. But I thought it was very interesting that we actually get a name.
Do you think they like change their name if possible? I mean, I know Jack didn't, but
I don't know.
I just want to know the Society of Venom. How do they work?
Dude, I hope we get answers in the next book.
I do too. Because they have ranking, so I would assume that they would call each other by rank. I mean, they call the sage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
Here's my ranking name versus my Venom name, and
And
you can go by both.
my American name.
My American name.
So, Xaden saying, this kind of goes into my next few points, honestly. Xaden saying that the Venom are waiting for him. Boy, what?
Huh?
What do you mean?
And I
And
also
I'm not-
don't love how Violet didn't say much about it.
Yeah, she's like, what are you talking about? Anyway, I gotta go save the world. So, okay, that's why, where did I say it? Oh, it's a little bit further down. So I'll just keep going with this train of thought.
Mm-hmm.
But do we think it's because he's also been having dreams of Venom? So maybe he knows they're looking for him the way that Violet thinks they're looking for her? Is he reading their intentions?
Oh my god. Like, it's just crazy to me that their signets can work on a Venom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that is pretty crazy and cool.
Yeah.
I would say, because we've done deep dives on their dreams before.
Right.
We've talked about them before. It's either he's having the same ones or he's knowing and seeing Violet's dreams.
Right.
You know?
I think he does confirm it in the last chapter. He's having his own dreams.
Mm-hmm. And whether that be like the same kind of dream, like they're parallel, you know, if they get the exact same visions or same messages sent to them,
right,
could also be a factor of why they would be waiting for him. Honestly, I didn't even remember this part until I reread it.
Yeah, like, I forgot about it too.
I totally forgot about it. But God forbid, if it's foreshadowing and he knew this whole time, that
that would be crazy.
That would be fucking wild. I think that would be crazy.
That would be kind of crazy.
Imagine he
knew he was going to turn this entire time. He had it planned.
He said,
oh my god,
okay.
He's actually evil. Imagine this was like all part of his grandmaster plan. That'd be crazy.
And unfortunately, it'd still follow.
Oh, yeah.
Had to, but
yeah.
No, that is a pretty... what did he mean by that, though?
Okay, so going off of things that didn't make any sense, what the fuck did he mean they thought we'd be in Samara? Meaning him and Violet.
Why would he... Because that does question it, because they stayed and they sent how many people. They didn't send
anybody, like, well, sorry, Melgren sent some people to Samara.
Yes, but like their team
from Mauritia,
yes, was not sent. Why would they have been sent to Samara? You know what I mean? Like, it's
because that's what the battle brief thing had said, was that the battle was going to be in Samara, but then Violet.
Well, yeah. I knew like the distraction of it, but I'm just curious as to why Venom would, you know what I mean? Like,
I see, yeah. Maybe they thought the distraction would work, and they probably were like, we're going to overpower them in Samara, thinking like they wouldn't send this huge army.
Weird to me, though. It's just,
and I guess Samara is kind of on the outside of the wards.
Yeah.
So they probably, here's what I'm guessing. They probably figured they'll fight in Samara. They already knew that Jack was going to take down the wards. Samara is like it's on the very, very outside of the wards, or like outer edge. So they probably figured when they take down the wards, there's no way they're going to get back in time to put the wards back up.
That makes sense.
My guess. And then they'll get to the Vale.
Good to me.
And so then they'll kill them or whatever they want to do to them.
Yeah.
Not kill, use, I don't know. But how does Xaden know this? That's what I'm saying. Is he reading their minds? How does he know, like, they were waiting for us in Samara?
Is he in contact with them?
I don't know.
He's like, I just called them right now, and they thought that we were going to beat you. They were kind of shocked that we weren't. Yeah. I'm like, did someone tip them off to say, like, oh, like, we're sending some people over there? Did the Venom think that it was going to be them? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I have some questions.
Xaden, you're so sus, and sometimes I get it, Violet. I understand.
No, he's very sus.
Just a little sidetrack. Them saying like, "You're my home." I don't know. It just. I love how he says something. He's like, "Well, if we die, like, this secret's gonna die with us anyways." Yeah. So it doesn't really matter, but I think it does matter still. She's gonna be the queen, so I don't know. I think it still kind of matters.
That's fair. Okay, why do we think all of the dragons let Violet talk to them when that's like the number one rule, to not talk to another dragon? And like, she doesn't just talk, she kind of demands.
Yeah, which is
worse.
I don't know. I don't know if do you think they respect her so much?
That's what I'm wondering. It all takes me back to Taryn saying, I know who and what you are. What the fuck is she?
She's like some and weird
anamorph. Like, what do the dragons know that they all, I don't know, respect her, or like, I don't get it.
I don't know. I would, it's hard to figure out dragon's side of things because we don't know much.
Right.
They don't want you to know much. But I would see like it would be of a respectful thing, or because of how she bonded with Andarna and like with Taryn. I don't honestly don't know, but it is very interesting because that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And why could Violet just be like,
yeah,
and like demanding some shit? So I don't know. Very interesting. I don't know if we've ever mentioned this before,
mm-hmm.
but I saw a post that had a little bit of like concept art. I don't know if I sent it to you. Maybe I did.
I think we have talked about this.
Oh, we have
on here.
Okay, never mind.
But it's okay. We can talk about it again.
Just because, especially in this point, she talks about the archives a lot, and about how like I've mentioned this. Oh yeah, you're right. I think I have mentioned this before. But the concept art I've seen a lot recently is like 2 doors, and it has bookshelves. Like, this is how she views like her archives, is like bookshelves and like 2 big doors. And Andarna's a little smaller than Taryn's, and it's like there's like gold flecks around the threshold of the door, and then the other one has like a deeper color, I think. But I was just curious as to how, if they were to make that into the show of like her searching her archives and
mm-hmm.
like putting her shields up, if they would show that or just show her thinking about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the archives idea is pretty cool to think
I
of
would
that.
hope that they would show it, because it's, I don't know how they're going to do a lot of this, because so much of it takes place within their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope that they would, because she talks about it very, very often.
I guess it also brings up the point, like, what do other people do when
mm-hmm.
they're channeling their signets? Like, what's their...
Yeah, what's Zayden's?
Yeah. It's just like, it's just dark.
Yeah, I don't know.
It has a picture of Violet in there. I don't know, it's just like, obviously it has to be something that means like the most to you and that's a part of you.
Something that can ground you.
And I think that the archives, that's like a pretty cool way of mentioning it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she do be smart.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm just so annoyed, and this is a theme throughout, honestly, both books. But they begin to ask questions or begin to say statements, and then they get interrupted. And this happens so many times, and this time is the one that really irks me out of all of them, is Violet being like, what do you mean they're coming for you? What do you mean they were waiting for us in Samara? And then she's, like I said, she's like, okay, well, we gotta go fight a war. She's like, I have so many questions to ask you. I'll talk to you later. And why are we starting these conversations and not finishing them? It just, it irritates me. I get it. It's like planting the seed, but it just irritates me.
And it's also like, in what other context will this be, like, the same questions be brought up again?
This is never gonna get brought up. Well, yeah. I'm sure it will, but because he's been it now.
Yeah, it seems like it's relying too heavily on like a similar situation or like another conversation where they're going through what happened. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, all the answers to questions that we tried to get during this book didn't happen until like she asked 3 or 4 times, or waited to ask 3 or 4 times. Like, it was never in the moment when she wanted to ask.
I just feel like it's giving, like, throughout all of Fourth Wing, whenever there would be a mention of Xaden and her and Lilith, but then we wouldn't get answers about it. Or the amount of times that they brought up, like, if you bond a dragon that's in your familial line, you'll go crazy or get a second signet. Like, it always got cut off, and it just irritates me.
I agree.
Okay, so Andarna saying different, that's exactly how I've always felt, has me crying. It's just giving toothless.
No. Oh, I love that movie so much. Yeah, I could totally see like the sadness of Toothless being like Andarna.
Yeah.
It's just so cute. And
especially as a little black dragon now.
I know. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But the pause between different, and that's exactly how I was like, oh, it's such a real quote of her. Poor girl.
Okay, going on a 180 flip from this. There's a part where, and I don't know if you thought this, but I couldn't get it out of my head, where she's like, I can't remember. Violet's like,
I know exactly.
You're, what does she say? Dang it. She's like, you're not like the other dragons or something. And Andarna's like, just say it. I know you know. And she's like, you don't have black scales. And she's like, no, you don't, blah, blah, blah. You're the seventh dragon. She's like, yes. Like, it's just giving Twilight the like, say it out loud.
Say it.
Vampire. Especially literally when Andarna is like, say it. You know what it is.
Like,
it's
exactly the same.
It's literally it's that scene from Twilight.
What does Bella say? She's like, your skin glows.
You're impossibly fast. And your skin is ice cold. It's like the same exact thing.
We need
like
to play by play.
Andarna's like, say it out loud. And she's like, you're the seventh breed. She's like, yes.
They're up against a tree, like,
no. Andarna's just like looking off in the distance.
So dramatic.
And then Violet's behind her, like, you're the seventh breed.
It's like, yes. I hate it when she's like, say it.
No, that's what made me think of it. I was like, okay, Edward.
Oh my gosh, crazy. Going back into sad mode, I guess.
Oh, sorry, we're going on a roller coaster right here.
We've talked about this quote a lot, but it's just Andarna saying you would have the mind of it's her being like, just saying how she's like, I've been waiting 18th summer, blah blah blah. You would have the mind of a scribe and a heart of a writer. You would be mine. It's just like, oh. But also,
no, I have so many questions. You're telling me you were awake and alive in the egg?
In an egg?
What is going on?
What did you do in there?
And then she's like, something about how, like, that's why I was left behind. At least I think, like, it's kind of fuzzy. What do you mean?
You do know, girl.
What?
Or what do you mean fuzzy?
And how were you conscious and just in there for 600 years? It doesn't get stuffy in there? Oh my god, she's the she's the genie.
I was literally, girl,
like,
I was literally
100 years.
It can give you such a crack in the neck. Dude, I was literally about to say she reminds me of the genie. Oh my god, no. What was she doing in there the whole time? Could she hear what they're talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Also, how was she protected for that long? You know, like, no other dragon was like, oh, what's going on?
Because here's the thing. The elders know, and the elders rule all. They're the only ones that know. Like, Taryn doesn't know that she's a seventh breed.
It's crazy, and Taryn knows everything.
Taryn knows everything.
I
don't know. I have so many questions about Andarna. And so does Violet. She goes, I have so many questions, but I can't ask them right now. I gotta go fight this war.
Stupid.
So annoying.
But I just love how Andarna's like, and you would be mine. Like,
I know.
Sweet, but what do you mean?
Yeah.
Why Violet?
Because then Violet's like, but you, like, surely you couldn't have known I was going to be a writer. And then she's like, and yet here we are. What? So now you're telling me Andarna's a fucking psychic?
I don't know.
Like, what is going on?
Do you think she has something with time? Because, I mean, she stops time, or she did. Like, do you think she knows? Fuck, dude.
Just all of this gives me, like, there must be some sort of prophecy that they are set out to live.
Yeah. And I like that. Because prophecies, you know, you either do it or you don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, say.
Okay, I remember when I first read Violet, like, getting really close to burnout, and her saying that she understands why someone would channel from the earth, and I literally thought she was turning. I was like, oh my god, she's Venom. But also that part seemed kind of sketchy. Because she's like, I get it. I would have all the power at my fingertips.
I don't like the way she explained it.
No, I don't like the way she explained it either. And part of me is like, girl, did something happen?
Imagine we're
are
bamboozled.
you keeping secrets from us? Is she Venom?
Imagine.
Like, I don't know.
Imagine we go through the next 3 books, Brittany.
She's been venin this whole time.
She actually turned
It was
venin.
Agatha all along.
I didn't love the way she explained it.
Yeah.
And I can understand why she would explain it like that. You know, being like, okay, I can feel why. Like, I can feel this channeling. And, like, validating that. But, like, girl, I think you kind of said it a little too much. Like, I think...
She's like, oh, powers at my fingertips.
Ooh, like, this feels so natural because it's real and it's me now.
I'm a venin.
I'm venin. Interesting.
It's just a little weird.
Interesting.
Little weird, that's all.
Also, I wonder how that feels.
Yeah, me too.
So, like...
Have we tried it?
Feel it right now.
Let me just
Is
feel
it
the earth.
Like when you touch some grass, they're like channel from the earth, bro.
I don't
you need
know
to
how to describe it, but yeah, you're just pulling energy, I guess, and getting power.
I want to try it.
So
let me be a venin for a day.
Okay, so there is a lot of talk, like online, about how Mira disappears at the end of this book. She does show up at this point when Lilith dies, but I believe this is the last time we see her for the rest of the book. Where do we think she was?
Where the hell was she?
And see, granted, there's a lot of people that aren't accounted for right here.
Yeah.
Like Sawyer, but we know he's in the infirmary, like without a leg. Riddick, I haven't heard from Riddick in quite a while. Rhiannon, do we think she's out there fetching daggers?
Yeah.
Kat, Marin, there's a lot of people who aren't accounted for right now. So
at this moment, yep.
I kind of don't think it's that big of a deal. It's hard for Rebecca to write, I'm sure, about
every single
25 characters.
Yeah.
But it is a little weird that she runs in like right as it happens. Because she says she hears like footsteps and she's like, oh, Mom? I don't know. Something sketchy about Mira, something sketchy about Brennan. Everyone's a little sketchy.
Everyone's a little sketch. Everyone's a little venin.
Yeah.
It is really, and I honestly, until I reread it, didn't realize that she wasn't around.
Yeah, because just so much is happening.
And, like, I get it. Maybe that's why. Like, maybe that's, like, what you said. Like, it's just too much, and Rebecca could not write all of those POVs or, like, what's going on, like a play-by-play. But in that's such a interesting moment to appear. And I get why, because, of course, it's whatever. But in that moment, like, how come she couldn't have been there when, like... literally at any other point. Like, just it's just very interesting. She wasn't a part of a lot.
It is weird because I'm pretty sure that she was in her mom's section. So it's weird that Lilith arrived but nobody else came with her.
That was weird.
Like, isn't that the number one rule, to stay with your section?
I get it. I play Fortnite and I don't stay with my team.
Yeah, she's the worst, actually.
I'm such a runner.
She gets us killed every single time.
Okay, I'm not every time. Well, we share the wealth between the group.
Like 90% of the time. 97% of the time.
Okay.
It's because Cassy runs off and we have to go save her. And she runs into, like, a vicious battle.
I'm sorry. Like, I know there's other people out there like me. And I'm working on it. It's just very slow. Sorry. But maybe, I don't know. Imagine Mira's playing both sides.
I kind of think she might be.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's kind of crazy, though.
It'd be really cool.
I don't know. Just there's something about her. First time I read this, I was literally shook that Lilith is the literal Iron Flame.
She's literally it.
I was like, oh, that's what this book means?
No, I know.
Lilith is the Iron Flame?
She's the Iron Flame. Isn't that weird?
That's crazy.
And then when she looks down, she's like, oh, okay. There's hi, Mom. What does it say at the very end of the chapter?
It literally says that's all that's left of my mom.
Yeah. That's just fucking, like,
I quoted it.
Word. Oh, you.
In the spilling the tea. That's exactly what she says.
Sorry.
Like, with the black burning on top, that's all that's left of my mom. Or my mother, I think she says.
That's crazy.
I imagined it, I don't know why, but I imagined it, like, high up on, like, a pedestal. And she's staring up, and then there's the flame. And she's like, hey, Mom.
Crazy. To talk about her death, I guess, I get her say, oh, you wrote it. Never mind.
Oh, no, go for it.
No.
I insist.
No.
Did I write it as a...
Yeah, you did.
No. Right, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her death makes me sob just a little bit, because her saying, "You're everything we dreamed you would be," that's just, I don't know. That makes me really sad. And, like, I don't know what she said, but Violet was saying that her mom was saying something, like, within, like, a very warm, soothing tone. And I just was like, oh my fucking God. Like, I'd be crying, and everyone being like, "I'm sorry, girl, but we're gonna save you and not your mom.
We are
and
gonna
she's
sacrifice
like,
her."
What the fuck? She's like, no. Like, that's so sad.
I know.
It's so sad.
I know.
But also, like, Lilith, you're kind of badass. Like, her, like, being like, "Sloane, I killed your mom." And, like, trying to egg her on. Yeah, that was crazy. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, because Sloane's like, "I can't." She's like, "You can. Remember when I killed your mom and I made you watch? Doesn't that make you want to kill me?" Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
Her saying, "all three of you," is even more proof that Mira should have been there. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck was she? Brennan and Violet were there. I'm just saying.
He's like, ugh, my older daughter sucks.
No, but she's talking about her. Why isn't she there to witness it?
Interesting.
All right. Let's move into our favorite quotes.
Okay.
Slim pickings this week. We each only have one.
Sorry, I stole your second one.
Oh, no. That's okay. I was just trying to throw something out, and I was like, that's a cute quote.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Xaden, chapter 61, and it just says, "I love you. The world does not exist for me beyond you." How cute.
Like, take out the "I love you." I'm pretty sure "the world does not exist for me beyond you" is "I love you" in itself.
It's true.
He's basically said it twice.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Love that boy.
And then same chapter, Violet says, "Do me a favor and don't die. I don't want to live without you," which is just kind of funny. It's like kind of same thing, but she's just like straight to the point.
Yeah.
He's poetic.
Yeah.
She's not. All right, thriving and theorizing time. We had some good ones. I didn't want to touch these. Okay. I said I like these.
Yeah, so we have 2 theories this week. First one, just a thought that I want to throw out there. There's so many mentions of Andarna camouflaging into things. Do we think that this is maybe a hint that the signet she's going to give Violet has something to do with camouflaging? Why is she so good at camouflaging? You know what I mean?
Again, that seems like something that Violet would need, and so she can use it.
It's true. Like, is she going to be a little chameleon? I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
It's like the cloak from Harry Potter.
That'd be sick. The invisibility cloak. What? Quote.
Fair.
Okay. Second theory. So there's a theory that is circulating around that Violet might be related to Malik or has some sort of connection to him. There's multiple times where he's mentioned in these chapters, but also throughout both books. And in these chapters, Xaden says, "Even Malik himself couldn't keep me away from you." We see that play out. I don't know if that is foreshadowing to him becoming a Venin, and even death can't keep him away from Violet. I don't know what that means, but just feels weird. And then following up with that, Violet talks directly to Malik and says, "You can't have him. You took Liam. You may not have Sawyer." And it seems like he listens, because like moments later, Sawyer wakes up and is conscious again. So just very sketchy. I don't know if I fully believe that Malik is her dad. I saw something that maybe the secret Brennan is keeping is that he knows Malik is her dad.
That would be crazy.
But she must have some sort of connection.
I don't know. I think I've mentioned this, maybe I don't. We've mentioned a lot of things on this podcast, but it's thinking that like Lilith's pregnancy was so rough, so bad, so close to death. It's like, I don't know what if she made a deal to Malik and then Violet is somehow has that power because she would have died in the womb if she didn't. I don't know. She also has so many secrets that we didn't learn.
Yeah, there's so many
questions.
We
learn a lot.
Yeah.
The third book's supposed to be about moms, basically.
Yeah.
It's about Xaden's mom.
What if, like, going back to the prophecies and stuff, like, what if there was some sort of prophecy that was supposed to be fulfilled? That's why Lilith made a deal with Malik, for Violet to be like the savior
Yeah.
of Navarre. I don't know.
There.
The continent.
What's the other god they talk about?
Amari.
Uh-huh.
Amari.
Is that the
Dune
Dune is
or Dun? I don't know.
Dune is war. Dun is war. I can't remember. Let me
I
look
don't
it
know.
up.
Look them up. They're real gods, aren't they?
I think so. Well, I know Malik is.
Malik is the god of death.
Oh yeah, Dune is war and strength.
I think is Amari love or something like that.
Queen of the gods.
Oh,
just like straight up.
all right, for show.
Oh, okay. Zayden
Share with the
describes-
class, girl.
Zayden describes Amari as having the ability to design a woman.
Yes.
Yeah, so just queen of the gods.
Okay, that's why I thought she was like love or something. Because yeah, I remember he says even like Amari herself couldn't design a more perfect woman or something.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
hot.
that's nice.
Ooh, that's a nice little sizzle.
All right, so
yeah,
just ideas, things for us to keep in mind for the next book.
y'all know I love the theory about Malik. I love Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, final jam.
Okay, I have one song, and it is "Why Would You Be Loved" by Hosier. Just feel like Hosier always fits the vibe. That's really it. And I felt like the lyrics in the song, the vibe of it, I could see them going into war, and it has to do with love, so like them fighting for love and fighting for each other. So
I agree. I love that song.
It's so good.
It's a good song. Been listening to him a lot recently.
Yeah, he's like perfect fall weather.
So true. The only song I have, it feels kind of random, but then if you look at the lyrics in a different context, Die For You by The Weeknd. I know it's a little bit more romantic, but I was just like, oh shit, well, Lilith did die for you. So
It's fair.
It's fitting. But I don't know, I really like that song. Have you
mean,
ever heard the Ariana Grande remix?
Yeah.
I love that remix. That's my
Of course,
favorite
it's like
version.
a very popular remix.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Zayden technically like dies his soul for her. Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's true. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, we've made it to the end of another episode, y'all. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. Quick little shout out for our discount codes before I forget.
Yes.
If y'all want to shop at my mom's shop, aka Heidi's Boutique, that is, you can use the code literally obsessed 20 for 20% off your order. And if you guys want to shop at Bellessa, we've got 30% off with our code
BBLO Vibin.
There we go. And again, I'll have that in the description for y'all.
Thanks, guys.
But thanks so much for listening. We are looking forward to our last Iron Flame episode, and we'll update you guys with the future of the podcast in that episode.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things, so I hope you guys stick around for those for sure.
Definitely.
If you guys want to find our TikTok, our Instagram, all that should be linked below. If you guys want to DM us, email us, please do. We love talking to you guys. On one of our recent posts, I wanted to shout out the people who commented. We posted a "What is your favorite theory?" And thank you guys for all sharing that. I think we're going to incorporate that in our next, our last episode for the recap of Iron Flame. So thank you guys for actually commenting. It's actually really cute of you.
Yeah.
You cuties.
Anyways. Right. Well, thank you guys as always, and we will see you next week.
Bye. Love you.